To start off, I like to cut my chicken. I went ahead and already cleaned it off of camera, and I put it on these paper towels just so it can dry off just a little bit. I'm using thinned chicken thighs. If you've seen in my previous video, I do not like chicken breast as much. It's just a little too tough for me. It's not as juicy. I prefer dark meats, so I'm using chicken thighs. I feel like it's just juicier that way. It tastes a little bit better that way, and I'm just slicing them up pretty evenly, but like it doesn't have to be perfect. I changed the angle just a little bit so y'all can see better. I cut it down the middle, and then I just kind of slice it up decently even just so that it can cook better. But like I said, like it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just kind of doing these little cutlets. And yes, I got my feet out. Girl, they French tips. Okay, my toes ain't ugly. At least they done. Okay. My stomach out a little bit too. I'm 5 months pregnant. I'm not fat. So you guys gonna see a little stomach poking out here and there. But I am 5 months pregnant. These meals are healthy. They not finna get you guys fat. No worries. Also, if y'all see that line on my hand, it is just stitches. It's a scar. It's nothing huge, nothing major. It's not dirty or nothing. It's just a scar on my hand. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and cut these chickens up, and then I put it in a pan evenly. But like I said, it don't gotta be perfect. Now that I got my chicken in the pan, I'm gonna go ahead and season it. I'm using garlic powder, and then I'm using some basil. You don't have to use the basil. I just kind of like it as like a Alfredo-y type taste. And then I'm using pink Himalayan salt. And this is the really thin salt, so it looks like I'm using a ton of salt. I'm really not. It's just really thin. And then some pepper. To me, this is the best pepper you can find. I feel like everybody and their mama got this pepper. But I like to heavily pepper my food as well. And then last but not least, some seasoned salt. I love me some seasoned salt, you guys. And then we want to stir that up real nicely. And I'm using noodles, and then I'm also going to make my own sauce. So I kind of want it to be strong. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up some peppers. It's just some regular bell pepper. And then I kind of cook that while I'm cooking the meat, just so that the pepper can soften up a little bit, because I don't want no crunchy peppers in my food. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to cook this pasta. I used the whole grain penne pasta, and I ended up, while I was pouring it in, I hesitated because I didn't know if I wanted to cook the entire pasta bowl or not, or box or not, but I did. I cooked the entire thing. If you don't want to use the whole grain, just use the regular one, but I bought the whole grain because it's got more protein in it, and you know, I'm pregnant. I would like some good protein, and my husband, we both go into the gym. He needs some protein too. So we're gonna wait for that to cook. While we're waiting, I want to get everything stirred and then start on making a sauce. With the sauce, I'm gonna use some heavy whipping cream. This was the only one I saw at Walmart. You can use whatever, and I did not measure anything. I literally just grabbed some stuff. We're gonna use some mozzarella cheese, and then I let the mozzarella melt in there a little bit before I add the Parmesan cheese, but I like to add a good amount. Honestly, like I said, I did not measure nothing. I just put it all in there. This meal is 100% completely made from scratch. I was just shopping in Walmart after work, and I just grabbed a couple things that would probably be good in a pasta. So I want to make sure everything is nice and stirred while A, I'm waiting on that chicken to cook, B, I'm waiting on that to boil real well so that the pasta can be fully cooked. And then also the sauce. Now we're going to add some diced tomatoes. You can either put that in the sauce or you can add it to the chicken, but I wanted to wait to add it to the chicken just so that the tomatoes weren't cooking the entire time that chicken was cooking, I feel like that wouldn't taste as good. Now you want to whisk this just like you whisk some, what's that called? Alfredo sauce. You want to whisk it like some Alfredo sauce, and girl, make sure you season your sauce. Yes, I season the chicken, but the sauce needs it too. So we're gonna put some Himalayan salt, and then I also added some basil to it as well. And I feel like that gives it more of the Alfredo-y type taste. I feel like that's good to me. If you don't want to add that, then don't. You could also add some oregano or some Italian seasoning, but we just moved and I accidentally left them at our old apartment. So I did not have those and I didn't buy them at the store. Now it is time to add your Parmesan. So I just dumped a bunch in there. Girl, I did not measure nothing. And then close to the end, I had to add some more because I feel like it all melted into the sauce. But you want to whisk it to where it's kind of a good consistency. Some people like it thicker, some people like it thinner. I like mine a little bit more thicker. So whisk it until you like it. Keep adding more Parmesan if you want to. If you don't want to add a lot more, then don't. Now we're gonna go ahead and pour the pasta in because it's finally done boiling and cooking, and I want to go ahead and stir it up real good too. You don't have to stir it perfect because we still got to pour the sauce in there, but I would like for the noodles to get a little bit of that so it can soak up some of the juice from A, the chicken, and B, from those tomatoes, because there's a little bit of tomato juice in there, so that won't have to sit and simmer on the bottom. It can go ahead and flavor the noodles a little bit. So the other thing I want to add into this sauce is some bacon bits. You don't have to do this, but I added it for a little bit more protein. And then I felt like it would be really good in the sauce just for some extra flavoring. And then you're going to whisk it some more. By the time I was ready to pour it into the sauce, it needed some more Parmesan cheese. So I had to add some more Parmesan cheese to it. And I really just added it because I wanted it to be a little bit thicker. Like I said earlier, I think that it melted down a little bit, but that's okay. So we're gonna add that, and I added a little bit more too because I want it a little bit thicker, you know what I'm saying? But it also helps it to go a little bit longer ways as well. And I probably could have made a double batch on this sauce, but like I said, it was 100% from scratch. I did not come up with no recipe, nothing like that. So I just kind of made this on the spot. But I could have doubled the sauce, but my husband liked it. I thought it was pretty good, and it didn't need the double sauce just because the tomatoes were in there, and it still tasted pretty good. It was seasoned well, flavored well, all of that. Once you get that poured in there, you can mix it all up real good. And girl, it is done. You can let it simmer a little bit if you want to. I probably would let it simmer if I double batched the sauce, but I didn't double batch the sauce. So I started up and we went ahead and started eating because we were hungry, girl. We had just gone back from the gym too. You know, I'm pregnant. My baby gotta eat. But it was really good. I made all of this from scratch. If you would like some measurements, then I don't know, eyeball what I did and try to measure it from there. I don't know what to tell you. But all my meals are made from the heart and made with love. And I love you guys. In the name of Jesus, y'all be safe out there.